Welcome back to the Fantasy Fair. I'm your host today, Alexis Soto, filling in for Kyle, who's away in Idaho in the deep red country. Oh, God. And I am joined by Alexis Moreno. Yes, it's another one of those takeovers here. Another audio commentary on another Disney movie. Today, we're talking about Zootopia from, oh my God, 2016, which is like 4 years.
2016?
Yes. This is
that movie came out in 2016?
Yep, this is 4 years old now.
It feels longer though.
I mean, I don't know if that just speaks to how much we've aged in 4 years. It's like we've aged 10 years in 4 years.
This movie feels 10 years old.
Oh my God. But yeah, Alexis and I love the movie. So that's the review, guys. Go ahead and go home. No, we'll go in depth to all of it, of course. There's so many reasons why this movie is great. We're not really gonna be coy with that. This is funny, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was some of these commentaries do a lot of walking down memory lane and trying to remember what it was like to see this for the first time and what my expectations were. I remember this movie in the anticipation to it was very much non-existent. I know almost every Disney fan dismissed this film simply based on its look.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal was there. I always liked how this movie looked. To me, what I was always excited about this movie was in the trailers we saw and in the previews, we saw this beautiful, immersive, better than Wakanda, let me tell you that, world that was created. I don't know, it just looked good to me, and yet I was... it seemed
the one that I remember is the one where they try to explain the animals and that they talk and they're like humans. I forgot the word that it
anthropomorphic.
Yes, that one.
And we haven't had that in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We just discussed last week that with Maximus had a lot of personality, but of course the animals don't talk. And here, it's nothing but animals. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. But I it seemed like you and I were one of the only ones that were looking forward to it. But that being said, I don't think even those of us who had a little bit of excitement toward this movie, I mean, it's a Disney animated legacy movie. Of course, you're going to be looking forward to it. But I don't think we really expected what this movie was going to be about. Let me say,
no.
in this, right now that what we're watching, I think the humor gets you in from the beginning, but already we're getting a lot of character right here. Yeah, it's creating some funny moments, but we're getting a lot of stuff that tells us who Judy Hopps is as a character.
And what the world is.
Yeah, we're seeing even some hints of it right now. And I wasn't prepared for where it was going to go.
No. Yeah. The whole commentary on this movie completely took me by surprise. Not expecting any of it at all. But I was pleasantly surprised by it. I remember going to go watch this movie. The theater was completely empty. It was just me and David. And I loved this movie when it came out. And I remember I would talk to my friends about it, and they they didn't really like it.
Really?
Yeah, or like people that I knew that watched it, they were like, it's whatever.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I mean, think about it. This is like post Frozen.
I'm sorry, does post mean better? Because it is.
Well, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. I still loved it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Moana came out, and yeah, everybody was like, Zootopia who?
You know, that is
except in the Oscars, but you know.
Well, that's not necessarily accurate though. I mean, just to be clear here, that is surprising because the movie was extraordinarily successful. You say you walked into an empty theater. I went to go see this with Peter and with Kyle, and more or less, it was relatively empty in there.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie made $1 billion. This was a massive success for a Disney. It was one of the most successful animated movies in the entire catalog of Disney. I mean...
Interesting.
I mean, maybe it did well at the domestic box office, but I'm sure it made most of its money overseas. So there was something... Look, clearly the movie struck a chord with audiences, with you and I in particular. But, I mean, these movies do make money. They don't usually make that much money. When we're talking about, like, Zootopia kicked Moana's ass, if we're being clear. Let's just be real about that. I mean, not just at the box office, but also at the Oscars. But I mean, of course, we knew that was going to happen.
Most of us.
That's just it's interesting. Because a movie doesn't get to $1 billion based on like initial viewings alone. There was something about this that people kept coming back to. And so the experience that you just shared, I can't imagine that's the case. Or maybe it was just the crowd, or maybe this was appealing more to younger audiences. One of the things you did touch on, and this is an interesting conversation, and that is, so the examples that you brought up of like Disney movies that your friends liked, so Frozen or Moana, do you feel like...
I mean, maybe not like my friends, but just like people in general, people that I knew.
Right.
Yeah, that
we don't mean to single anybody out. By the way, this looks like the Mickey's Toontown Railroad from Disneyland. Just saying, it looks very much like that. I wonder if there's like this association with some variety of Disney movie fans that like the cream of the crop is Renaissance style structure formula films. Not that they're all princesses, but they're, you know, out and proud musicals, and they very much lean into that vernacular. And I wonder if those kinds of movies are what some Disney fans consider to be like the truest form of Disney movies. Yeah. And other movies like Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6, and Zootopia, who are not very much at all Renaissance-style musicals in the least, that feel more like Pixar movies, if we're being honest, that maybe those movies are put at some distance. I've noticed that line of thinking in some Disney movie fans circles. I don't know if you've caught on to that.
No, yeah. I mean, and it makes sense. I mean, look at what they started with. Snow White, a musical movie, princess, Disney, animated. Yeah. It makes sense that that's, you know, peak Disney. Mm-hmm. But then I don't know if I would say that that's the only thing that people consider Disney, because then you have like something like Lilo and Stitch. where
Right.
it's like, I mean,
There's
that
music.
movie is
There's music in it, but it's
massive.
not necessarily a
Yeah.
musical, right? There's a lot of films that fit that description. Oh, look at her using an iPad Nano, iPod Nano. That's so cute. This is an amazing song. I just think it's a bop.
I love this song. It's so. To be honest, I was listening to it like yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, and I started crying.
Oh my god! But look. This is one of my favorite sequences in any Disney movie in the last 10 years. I mean, because there is. Not only is like this world that they've created so aesthetically pleasing, it's so, vibrant and lush and alive, but the level,
so creative.
but it's so creative, but the level of detail that we just completely, like, in a matter of seconds, like, look at all of these levels. Like, I could envision like a whole TV series, like exploring these, like the different like levels of Zootopia. It is massive. That, to me, this is far more impressive than the praise that Black Panther got for its Wakanda, because Peter is right when he says that, well, yeah, we see like exterior shots of Wakanda, but all we see is like this one alley.
Yeah.
For most of it.
Yeah, it's true.
And this is like a real fucking world. But the fact that it's animated, that's harder. That is so hard to do. Like, look at all of these little frames that we're seeing here with all the buildings, all of the cars, all of the little like details, like the rain that just poured down. That takes a long time to animate. And the fact that it looks so good too. Yeah, I was blown away. This was the sequence that I was looking forward to in the theater, and it paid off in spades. And of course, you have the creativeness in how the kinds of different animals we have, how they dress. It very much is inspired, I guess, by a metropolitan New York, San Francisco-ish, area. But it like immediately, like, I'm just sucked into this world and I want to be there,
Well, hopefully one day in Shanghai you might.
Hopefully. That's right. We should also commend the movie for its, like, I feel like its sense of humor is grounded in like a sense of realism that maybe like people our age can understand, because like
dude, like, this is so, I mean, and then the neighbors,
right? Yep.
And then that's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, of course I should mention, I love Judy. I love her, and I am so happy how embraced she's been by Disney fans. There are still some vlogs I see of Judy Hopps wandering around in character at California Adventure. So
yeah, I see them all the time there.
And I mean, I think that says a lot. I think like only the real popular characters you get to meet at Disney parks, Yeah, but there's just some, look. I love Jennifer Goodwin, who is the voice for Judy. I think she was perfect for this character. But you're just so, I mean, she's like one of those characters where like you're automatically like put in a position of like just rooting for her, because she's just so earnest. She's likable in the sense that all she wants to do is like good. Like, this is like her dream. And in many ways, this movie touches on a lot of like cultural heavy issues. There is a little like, I think a little similarity with Monsters University, Only I think in this case, obviously, it turns out better for
she
Judy.
gets her, yeah.
Right. But I think what makes it a little bit a different take on it is that she very much is sidelined, overlooked, and underestimated. Which is something that happens in the workplace, especially if you're a young woman trying to be a police officer. Also, in the world of this movie, she is a non-predator, a mammal. What? Yeah, the mammal. She's a mammal trying to be a cop, and her size obviously isn't what you would assume to be appropriate for a police officer, at least in this world anyway. So off the bat, I think it's already like touching on a lot of different things that make it gets more interesting as the movie goes, and you're just continuously surprised. Like, this is really substantive, and I wasn't expecting it.
Even from the beginning, like we didn't talk about it, but like her wanting to be a cop from the beginning. I mean, her wanting to be something out of the norm for her. I mean, what does that even mean? But whatever.
Exactly.
And her parents being like, what do you mean? Like being super freaked out about it and just kind of somewhat discouraging her from I mean, not discouraging her, but them wanting to kind of.
Well, they're trying to steer her in a different direction so she's not disappointed, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's like me. But I mean, you know, the first 10 minutes you touch on that, and then you go to this, you know, woman in a male-led workplace, and just so many things happen in this movie. I love it. Yeah. And not even that, like the way that they go about it and use it in a way that it works for animals. Yeah. What? Yeah. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're so right. There was a lot in that opening sequence too. That moment you were talking about when, you know, a lot of people are like bewildered and gasped that like she wanted to be a police officer, and then I guess her parents a little ashamed. I mean, that's just kind of the story, right? The tale is old as time, as they say. Old generation not understanding the new generation, and like a bunch of bullshit reasons for people to feel as if they're pariahs. Again, for no good reason whatsoever. Just because, a person wants to do this, then that's her dream. And yet people take that as some kind of ammunition to make others feel bad about themselves. Fuck off. Basically. So we're touching on a scene here. We're about to see something that shocked me. Just legitimately shocked me. In the theater. This right here.
I mean, since it's gonna be brought up.
Yes.
I guess my question is, do you think this movie has changed within this last year and this year's events and how people see it?
In which way? For better or for worse?
I mean, either way, I don't know.
I mean, to me, I think it's just a reminder of how relevant this movie is. I mean, this sequence right here, oh my God. I'm just listening to what the elephant was saying. Holy shit. We reserve the right to refuse service? I mean, this is something straight out of the civil rights era.
Even
with
the way
segregation.
that he's dressed.
The way that he's dressed, the way that he's talking. I mean, but there was a lot in there because Nick, that's his name, right? Nick,
Yes.
played by beautifully by Jason Bateman. I love that actor. Great voice here. So I mean, just look at the parallel that we just saw there. The small, weak mammal, or you see the discrimination in there between the animals, but it very much felt like it was lifted from something you would see out of the 1950s, the 1960s in America, in which Nick was basically the stand-in for African Americans in America in that era, specifically when, you know, you refused the right, or you reserve the right to refuse service to whoever you'd like just because you don't like that person. At the same time, Judy hops in there, no pun intended, obviously, and she has a little, and there's I think one or two hints at it, but she has an unfortunate predisposition to assume the worst out of, I think particularly because Nick is a fox and she's had some horrible experiences with a particular fox, as we will come to see later in the movie, and she just immediately assumes the worst of that of Nick, and, you know, tries to hop in there with her repellent, which is, I mean, look at the Black Lives Matter movement. What the hell were people protesting about? Oh, that's right, because, you know, police officers are prone to violence and murdering black people daily on the street because they automatically assume that they're bad people because they're black. That's kind of what all of the stuff that was in that just one sequence. And in a Disney movie, that's not at all what you expect to see. Not that, you know, Disney movies can't be socially relevant or substantive in their own ways, but this feels like it's touching on something far deeper and more important. Remember, this came out the year, and I would assume this movie was like being made before Donald Trump even announced his candidacy, but this came out the year that Donald Trump got elected as the president of the United States, based on, you know, tapping into that hatred of old, of the 1960s, toward people of color, was very much what helped fuel his candidacy. And to kind of just like recall that, by the way, there's so many clever gags in this movie. They're so good. They're just so good. Like this right here. And the fact that like Nick's a scam artist is beautiful. And this fucking baby, he's like, yeah. But I remember, to me, this is like one of my most, the experiences like that I like vividly remember is like being in the theater, sitting like next to Kyle and Peter, and when we were watching that elephant scene, it was like this weird moment where like Kyle and I like were turning to each other, and our jaws were on the floor, just like, what? They didn't.
No,
they didn't just do that.
I don't remember my reaction, but knowing me, I know it was something similar. And I was just like, I mean, like I said, like walking out of this movie, my mind was blown. Like, and I think the whole way home, I was like, that was a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like, they did that.
Even Peter's face, I saw him just smiling, just like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is just not what, no one was expecting this. No one was expecting, like, this is a message movie, but a potent, powerful message movie, relevant message for this time. And like this whole thing with okay, remind me here. So it's Predator and what? Is it Predator and Prey? Predator and mammals. What are the two groups that we keep?
Yeah, I think it's mammals and predators.
Okay. I mean, the fact that like there's the Zootopia is and we're seeing it in different layers, in different groups of animals or people, if you want to call them that. The kind of stereotypes that are existent in here, where we're separating animals into two kind of categories, and one group are automatically assumed as bad people. Does that ring a bell? I mean, fuck. I mean, shit. I don't mean to like just yell expletives, but just like, to me, like, to answer your question, I feel it's the movie has improved with age, because
I mean, I hope so, because I truly do love this movie. But it just, I don't know, like, I feel like I can't really speak on it, only because I'm not the one experiencing those things. Sorry, not corona. But like the fact that, like, you know, she's a cop and she wants to be a cop, and this movie is very heavy with cops.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, like, would that maybe affect some people's view on it? I don't know.
That is something to, you know, that is interesting to have a conversation on that. I will say, of course, like, Judy Hopps' interpretation of what a police officer is very much contra to what, you know, it exists in America, and part of her
scene.
Well,
it's
I
so
want to
relatable.
I know. No, we've all had those calls, haven't we, Alexis?
Oh, yeah. And then this, jeez. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, of course, no. This is. I mean, I was having a commentary on the movie, and this is also relatable. Well, let me. I know that perhaps we're not the people to speak most to this, but let me just try and distinguish from what I feel like. Judy Hopps' vision and dream of being a police officer is what you would want police officers to be, you know? And it... I'm laughing at that joke, by the way. And it just isn't the case, right? In America. Like, police officers have such a bad name because they're the kinds of people who they recruit, the kind of trash, if we're going to be honest with you, that they love to incorporate in their workforce, that, you know, live to beat the crap out of people. That's not Judy, you know? And I don't think it's fair to attack her for that. And again, I mean, to have a degree of separation here, she's not a real person. This is a character in a movie. I mean, that we have to be real here. And my ultimate point with this movie is this is made for children. And I feel it is very important for young children to see this. I think, to me, this is mandatory viewing, I think, for children to understand perfectly. I don't think any other movie of this kind nails better, in the sense that, you know, the message is everyone is different, and that's okay. You cannot hate or discriminate against a group of people, animals, whatever, just because they're different. Or you can't assume the worst out of people because they're different. There's a lot of, I feel, important lessons for kids to take out of this movie. And in many cases, it would be their, you know, for the Zoomers, their introduction to such kind of issues. And so that generation ultimately will be better for it. At least the world that they will create will be better for it because of a movie like this. I don't particularly think that it's constructive to be critical of this film when it will create that good, you know? That's just kind of where I land on it. I don't particularly feel that it has, the whole cop thing is a stain on it. I mean, the film is very overt with its message, and that clearly is not in line with the stormtroopers we have in this country. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you know people who have brought concerns to this, or that you've heard?
No. It's just, I how I said, I feel like I'm not one to speak on it because I can't relate. But I hope that, they see it the way that you are saying. I see it the way that you are saying. But, who knows?
That's true. I mean, we can only speak to our experiences. And so, I mean, yeah. By the way, we just completely, I know we were talking over, that was a pretty crazy fun sequence. That chase sequence was so hilarious. But so well done. That shows just how competent Judy is and how overqualified she is and how I love this. I know Kyle was laughing his ass off when he just when he said that because the chief basically just described every Disney movie ever.
I mean, this too.
Yeah, I'm just picking this up. It's the cops just being dismissive of people. I mean, that isn't a good look. But it's true.
Yeah.
And then, of course, and then this also gets into a different kind of environment or reality that exists in not just our police departments, but also our intelligence agency, our law enforcement, the Department of Justice, the CIA, the FBI, the military. Look, what I never really understood is these are organizations and institutions that are designed for the safety and security of the people of this nation, and yet there exists this overly narcissistic, competitive nature where people are literally encouraged to bump one another off to further their career. You can't get ahead in any one of these agencies without destroying somebody else's career in front of you. To me, I find that to be corrupt and malignant, and I feel that's part of the reason why you end up with so many terrible pieces of shit human beings in uniform. I mean, I don't know why no one talks about that. Oh, by the way, we just had a cop nominated for the vice presidency today, so just keeping in the theme of the spirit of cops. Are you gonna touch that? I mean, I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that and every single person or the majority of people are bad people who do this. I think what is great about this movie is that
it shows both sides.
Yes, but I think it also just shows when we're children, being a police officer is revered, and we're taught that you're putting your life on the line for not just for a paycheck, but because we're literally told that police officers, at least again if you're not black, because I mean that's not true if you are, let's just be real about that, but I mean I remember in school when we were taught to revere them, we were taught to admire them, to respect them, like they were the law and that they were all automatically good people. And a lot of them are. And I don't mean in any way to disrespect them. I don't. But these institutions are deeply flawed, and they have produced malfeasance. They have produced death. And they're, I think at their core, they need to be reformed.
Yeah. I also I'm not a fan of how when we're young we're taught to kind of see them as like these like great beings.
They're angels. They're literally angels.
Yeah.
That's how we're taught to look at them.
No. No, they're
No.
just people doing a job that they have to do. Like, that is their job.
You know,
why are we seeing that? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel maybe, like, doctors should be looked at that way, which they kind of are. But, you know, I feel like they have more of a reason to
tell that to the conservative right in this country. You know, the blue lives matter, but the doctors and scientists, they're fake news. So that's what they think, just to be clear about that. I'm just being real. By the way, I'm just thinking, like, I can't believe this was like 2 months ago at this point, but you just reminded me of that hilarious, like, McMuffin lady, the cop that, like, was crying because she thought that McDonald's had poisoned her food and that she just broke down crying because people don't say thank you to her anymore. I mean, I think that speaks to, like, how spoiled their culture is if they literally, like, break down because people don't, like, thank you, and they're treating you more like just regular people, and that seems to be a problem. Also, she was that woman was in no position to hold a gun.
Yeah.
Let's just be
and I'm also not saying, like, you know, to go out and disrespect them. Like, no, you respect everybody. Respect everybody. Be kind to everybody. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, you know, we're all the same. We are all the same. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you?
Oh my god, this.
This is pretty much a nudist colony. Also, I don't think is this fresh territory for Disney? Have they ever explored nudists before in films in their catalog?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe like in like a gag or something, like super quickly. But like, I mean, that I can think of the top of my head, no.
Yeah, just hop off the politics a little bit. You just reminded, like, how many, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, but, like, there's so many clever, like, not just gags, but, like, in all of the different, like, locations that they go, there is something so, like, clever, I feel, in the writing and how, like, this particular section, oh my god. In Zootopia, anyone can be anything. Hey, that's a message. Anyone can be anything. But if you look at let's not go there. Yeah, that's a whole can of worms. No, but I mean, I guess you should speak to, of course, the dynamic. Nick and Judy are an amazing duo.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This just feels weird now. Like, it shouldn't be uncomfortable. Seeing, like, naked animals, but wow. Oh my god.
It's so funny.
But look at how unique this, like, compound is. Like, it feels so, like, distinct to, like, I want to say some Asian regions of the world. And it's just so completely different from, like, anything else. Like, Zootopia in many ways, like, feels like we're putting, like, almost every kind of region of planet Earth where animals occupy and putting it into one city.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love her pen.
I know.
Right? I want one of those.
I would totally use one at work. I already use funny pens at work. I need that one.
Any moron can run a play.
I love this next scene. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm just remembering. I haven't seen this movie in I think in a year, maybe more. It ain't just a message movie. It is highly entertaining. Like, the entertainment value is like off the charts here, between the clever gags, the dynamic with these characters. But it as it moves from like, this scene. Okay, now I.
It's so good.
Oh, this was the trailer, pretty much. This is what like got people like. Oh my god, this
is where they got people.
Yes. The few people that were in the audience were, or no, actually not even that. I remember when they were playing this trailer for other movies, and it came to the Sloss and the DMV, and people erupted in laughter. This is too real. That's what. This literally is too real. Oh my god.
It's so good. Like, whoever came up with this, oh my god.
It's pure gold. This is what this is. This is pure gold. Oh my god, I could watch this all day. Oh my god. This is so good. Oh
no.
god.
What an asshole. This is something Kyle or Peter would do.
That you know what's sad about that? That's exactly what came into my mind right now. when Nick just did that. Oh my god. The facial expression is everything. Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's so funny that it was fucking Flash, right? The Flash. So fucking slow.
And oh god.
Oh my god. They're milking this shit and it's working.
Way to hustle. And then Nick's commentary on the side.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like, their dynamic is it's like this unlikely duo. They're very confrontational. He's a wise ass trying to like talk his way out of this shit and like get done with this. It's that pen gets a lot of mileage. We already went past the scene where like, cause didn't she like the
What?
oh my god, that was silly. That was clever. A shifty low life clip. I, I I guess I talked over the sequence where like she kind of tricks him into like helping her with the pen. So there's that. That was a good scene too. One of my favorites. That's right. This is touching on the villain plot here is quite sinister. Like in terms of like what she's trying to do is basically, and offense intended, her plan is basically make America great again. By scapegoating the other. And making them the enemy. Like, it's kind of neo-fascist. Which is kind of scary. Yeah,
maybe they knew something we didn't.
Maybe. I mean... well, I mean... There were warning signs, but let's be real. We were all, I guess, either in denial, but we were all shocked on election night. You never thought he would win, right? Alexis?
Yeah.
I asked you, you never thought that he would win.
No.
Yeah. Mr. Big.
I mean, it's hard to think that he would win. But at the same time, like, you couldn't not think of it because, you know, obviously, like, 50-50 chance of him winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But... it was, I mean, at the time, it was very like, no, like, this has to be a joke.
Just like this, what we're seeing right now, this fucking Godfather.
It's that too, all of, like, the movie references, TV show references.
I love movie references, and you know. But this is completely over it, but it worked so fucking well. A cannoli? Oh my god. How do you repay my generosity? You disrespected me. This is one of those moments where Kyle was laughing out loud in the theater. Just
of course.
Of course, yeah. This is a little misguided. This is pretty dark.
And then her too, looking like Snooki.
Basically, right? It couldn't have just been me that thought of Snooki, right? Like, and that may be an out-of-date reference at this point. I guess Snooki isn't a thing anymore, but she was like a big phenomenon, Jersey Shore, that shit. These fucking polar bears. Why bother at that point with the fork?
I'd get like 30. Right, this is like what I didn't really understand. Like, what was her plan with him? Was it just, that like this simple
With Otterton?
like a simple guy could turn in an instant or whatever? Is that what she was trying to say with him?
Who is she?
The main villain.
Okay. Well, Otterton is one case. At the moment, I think he's in the facility, and then there's this guy. I don't remember what his name is, but I guess because Otterton bit him or scratched him, he's now doing that. I don't know. I think maybe if it was intentional, then I would suspect that the plan was for Otterton to pass on that virus disease thing onto as many like random people as possible. And we know it only affects, I think, the predators, right? Isn't that how it's designed? So I think that helps to sow chaos and stoke fear, which is kind of the big plan in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what it was. Although how he was unleashed, I mean, I know he was captured afterward. I'm guessing that was part of the plan because the sequence we're about to see and how it plays out, I think anyway. I mean, this is like memory work. I haven't seen this movie in a few years.
Yeah.
Manchas. Huh.
Manchas?
Really?
Like stain?
Is that supposed to be intentional?
Wait, why?
Manchas?
Like a stain?
I don't know.
I love this location.
I know, right?
It's so good.
Maybe because, like, we never see rain. And, like,
I see rain.
Yeah.
But it's just like they're in a jungle, but it's still a city.
Right, yeah. I mean, that basically is a rainforest. That particular location. It's the new Skyliner at Walt Disney World.
No. Oh, jeez.
Oh, which crashed last year, right? So.
Yeah.
That's totally safe. They have defecation bags in there, you know that, in case it gets stuck?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's pleasant. Oh, and there's no air conditioning. And one bottle of water. So. Yeah. Disney may need to rethink that. But they'll probably just close it because no one's there anyway. Is this where the cops show up? Oh, yeah. Well, this is
Mhm.
embarrassing. Savage. Oh, that's right. It's stoking on like this prehistorical, pre-ancient myth shit going on
Mhm.
here. Yeah.
Eee.
Ooh, fuck.
Dang, what a line. What a
Oh my god.
line.
Oh my god. I forgot those lines were there. Now I'm my jaw's on the floor.
It's so good.
You think I'm gonna believe a fox? Oh my god.
Encompassed. E.
This is a great moment for him. I love this. This is like I think one of the first real indications that you get to like begin to see what's beneath that like persona that Nick likes to have on the surface. Like there's legitimately a good person in there. He just doesn't like to show it. He practically just saved her life at that point. Her job was her life basically. Wow. Quite the talker. Even like what's his name? Officer what?
Which one?
The God, I don't remember. Let's move on. That was a great line. Never let them. What did he say? I never let them see them get to you. Is that what he said? This was this flashback, right?
Oh god, I was bawling.
Oh no, yeah. And you see, like this is just like this is why I feel like children need to watch this movie. I think like in my view, I think it shows all sides of human behavior. It shows the goodness in us, and it also shows the ugly side. And it doesn't hold back. I think this is I think a very real sequence, especially to kids who've been bullied. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
And racist too. I should also add that. Wow.
This is, I mean, come on. Oh god. Like, how do you watch this and this doesn't affect you? I don't understand.
I mean, it moved me, but I feel like it's getting more powerful. It's hitting me more. The fact that it just feels so relevant because it is so real. That's what our lives are consumed by. You know, I mean, every day is a constant series of headlines of human beings making selfish, stupid choices that put others in danger because they don't care, because there's no empathy, there's no compassion. And that's the consequence, you know, when you give that up. And yeah. This is a great fucking movie. This is a great fucking movie. I love this.
Hey, look, it's a Bug's Land.
You mean like before it was completely demolished? You know what? Like, I don't know if this is like an insult or a compliment, but like the irony of like Bugs Land like being like torn to shreds is like there are literal bugs that are replacing it in the form of Ant-Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's funny to me. Mutton chops.
And this is what's wild to me. Like, they make you feel for her too.
I know.
Jeez.
Because like there are that's so many of us, right? Like we've known people who are just so abused and treated like trash. I mean, these are like assistants to high level people, and they're cannon fodder. You know, and the fact that she has this like nice demeanor about her and that she takes it in stride gets us to like her. Guess that is part of the act, huh? She's the assistant mayor. The sheep vote. By the way, what a shitty office. What the fuck is that?
It's a boiler room.
It looks like a locker room?
It's a boiler room.
Holy fuck.
Like, the boiler's right there.
Timberwolves? I mean, we shouldn't like this shouldn't get lost in the mix. This is kind of a detective movie, and it is always intriguing. Like in terms of like how it unveils the next chapter of this mystery. To me, like this is very well executed in like keeping me guessing, right? And like what's really going on here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like I truly didn't know what was going on until the very end.
Right, right.
I like this part.
It looks cold. Remember the cold? That was nice. Oh my god, this. Why do wolves do that?
I don't know. I would do the same.
Yep. Yeah, that looks completely innocent.
Jeez. Oh no.
Yeah. Have you ever seen an otter behave like that? Like a real otter?
Mm-mm. Honestly, this movie, I didn't even know they were predators.
They don't look like predators, you know? Like they
Yeah. Which
mammal.
maybe that's like another layer to it.
Worst fucking timing ever.
I know.
What the fuck? That's an awfully big drain.
I know.
I mean, it doesn't matter, right? It's just. Oh my fucking god. This is what you're getting paid to do on the job? Is that gazelle?
Wow, I'm impressed.
Oh, we're here? Yeah, this got I was at this point I was wondering, all right, is this the end of the movie? Like where is this going? Cuz it felt a little short.
Yeah, it did.
And then I began to think, oh no, something like not
Bad's
good is
gonna
going to
happen.
happen. Yep. Pretty much. That's actually really sweet. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's completely like
Shattered in 2 seconds.
yeah. Yeah, and like, oh my god, the poor thing doesn't understand what's about to happen. Like, she's basically gonna like repeat the information that's been told to her, and she inadvertently exposes some of her own inner biases and stereotypes, and it comes out all wrong, basically. of course on TV, and that kind of creates this like civil unrest in Zootopia. So way to go, Hopps.
That's rude.
Oh, this right here, this was the mistake with their biology.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad.
Stop talking.
Yeah, you're really calling them savages. This is like, uh, yeah, yeah, this is also part of the harm that cops do, right? Like, they like to hide behind like the shield of the law. That way they can like, that's their excuse to, stop and frisk to try and, these racist practices to justify, basically because supposedly it keeps people safe. As an excuse to like,
Mm-hmm.
pat down and arrest black and brown people. So,
Mm-hmm.
and savages. That's just a terrible fucking word to use. Oh, what did she just say? You're not. Oh my god, you're not like. What did you just say? You're not that kind of predator? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is
too real.
Oh god. This is what the fuck? Yeah, great. Yeah, great. Wonderful. That's great journalism, reporter. Just were you just attacked by that predator? God. This is supposed to be a good time, This is getting me angry.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh no.
Oh my god. Go back to the forest. Let's literally go back to where you came from. This sequence, when I saw this in the theater, wow, it blew me away. It just blew me away how powerful this animated movie was hitting me. And it just brought back all of the stuff all of the hate that Trump was inciting. It just brought it back to the surface. It definitely wasn't an accident that this movie came out for the Trump era. Let's just be real. It really wasn't. Some kind of divine intervention. Oh, and this here. This right here.
I know.
This is so sad. I feel like crying right now. This is...
Hashtag 2020.
Holy fuck.
crazy. This is why I was so happy that this movie won the Oscars, to be honest.
I mean, the message is typically of the variety that the Oscars do go for. I mean, it is a political organization, much like anything is, really. But I don't want to fire any shots here. I love Moana, I do, but this is hitting an emotion that is so good and so surprising. It really is. It's just so important.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your moment right there. I mean, she gave up the force because it's just not what she believed in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's partly at fault for, what it kind of became at the end right there, but she recognized that it's just was all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she walked away from it.
Good.
Jude, dude. Oh my God.
It's such a good scene.
It is.
If only people were like this.
I know, but it takes a
And
lot.
I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about like the parents.
Right, yeah. We never would have considered it until you opened our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Well, savage, that's a strong word.
LOL.
Savages, savages.
That to me is kind of like the whole Karen thing.
Wait, what? Which part?
The whole savage, that's a strong word.
Oh, Karen.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Is that Guinevere? What the fuck?
It's so funny because this is what I picture Jason Bateman. Like, this is how I picture him being.
Right, exactly. And Jennifer is a good crier too. I don't think nobody cries
Mm-hmm.
as good as she does.
Yeah.
I love how they bring back the damn pen. Am just a dumb bunny.
This.
Yeah.
Oh well.
One of them never got released.
Flopsy the cops.
What the fuck? Weaselton. I forgot that. Wesselton Weaselton from Frozen.
Yeah. Mm. Oh my god.
What?
This next scene.
Oh, Breaking Bad? Yeah, this is literally straight out of Breaking Bad. I was like, what the fuck? I think it may have been like I had long since finished watching the series. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is a pop culture reference done right. Because it works so well with what they're doing here. I mean, they're basically doing what Walter White would do.
This is like everybody's like standout scene.
Yeah, so it was just random predators, right? And then them doing.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. Oh my god.
Walter
I forget that they directly. Oh god, that was so good. That was good. Wolfer and Jesse are back. So this is a chase sequence of sorts, right?
Mm-hmm. It just got worse.
Oh, a ram. Nope, it's not. Yeah, they really should have thought this through. Oh, fuck. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't think it did.
Do you think they're gonna have a ride when they open, or if they ever do the Zootopia thing?
I don't know. I don't know what you would do with one.
I know. What would they do? I feel like it's just gonna be like a restaurant or something.
Maybe, yeah.
But I definitely think that they need to do like a TV show or something. Like they could totally do it for
Isn't
like
that...
Disney Plus or something.
Yeah, isn't that one of the ideas I had thrown out there a few months back? I mean, I think a Zootopia Disney Plus series writes itself. Look how deeply layered this world is. By the way, I'm glad they caught on, like, how suspiciously the mayor just like, oh, hi. Fancy meeting you here. That was weird. Get them. Okay, well, shit.
Ow.
I mean, I don't even know, like, there is... What's this here? Underestimated, underappreciated. Yeah, that's literally Hitler's plan. I mean, completely. So, like, did they plan? Did they already announce, like, a Zootopia thing coming, or what? To the parks?
And I believe it was Shanghai. They're doing like Zootopia Land type of thing.
I think a themed land would be fun, although I don't know how you would realize that. It's a little complicated, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, yeah, like, okay, I mean, for sure, maybe like a restaurant, but then how? Like, what exactly would the theming of it be? I don't know. I feel like this is such a weird thing to put in the parks. Like, I'm fine
Yeah.
with just characters.
Right.
I don't know about a whole land.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't know. It's just like it's just weird.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they do something cool with it.
They got me with this.
Jeez.
God. Oh,
Of
great.
course
We
I
could.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know what I can add to that. For what she just said? I,
So good.
I forgot that line was in the movie. There's so many lines I forgot were in this movie. Are all rabbits bad drivers, or is it just? Yeah, I feel like that's yeah, it's directly lifting from something here. Oh, this is hilarious. I remember who this is.
Flash.
I love how it ends with the concert. We need to do this when the corona's over. This is fun, no, right?
Just all the concerts that got canceled this year.
Right,
Just make it
right.
into one big festival.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everywhere else in the world they're doing that.
I know, right? Even though nothing's been fixed. No, I mean, we should have mentioned Byron Howard and Rich Moore, who've been responsible for a lot of this like revival era Disney animation. Um, I can't commend this movie enough. I really can't. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is so great, and I think it was one of the more deserving um animated Academy Award feature winners. Not just because of its message, but because it's just a great movie, and it more than I think delivers on the message that other like prestige Oscar bait films don't even capture anywhere near as well. It really
Mm-hmm.
can't, and that that last monologue by Judy, well, you know how it starts off when I was a little kid. I used to think this here and that there. I don't know who wrote that, but that is one of the more honest pieces of dialogue in any movie, and I related so much to that because like I mean I feel those words, literally I feel all those words more now than I ever did. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you grow up thinking that this world is a great place and like everything's like good, and then you find out that it how she says it turns out life is more complicated than just a slogan on a bumper sticker, which I know that was explicitly making fun of Make America Great Again. I can't imagine that it wasn't. But of course, the heart of that is try, try and make the world a better place. Like, and maybe if we understood each other more, we wouldn't have these conflicts, all of these things that are tearing us apart. I mean, that's the movie. That's what it's saying, and it was so beautifully captured in that. I so adore this movie. It
Yeah.
I'm
It's so
just
good.
it is. I'm really happy we saw this today. I kind of needed to hear that. With it's been a long day. Also, this is fun. This is like a full on sequence here, and this is so good.
It's literally a Shakira concert in a movie.
Yeah, but it's a great song though.
It
And
is.
I mean, it is the message of the movie. Try everything, you know. And it's okay to make mistakes. I mean, oh god, so many beautiful, beautiful messages in this.
Of course, I'll intuit it.
Mm-hmm. What isn't he in? And Shakira.
I'm Gazelle.
um, you have any closing thoughts for this movie? You talked about how you walked out of this movie just being blown away. Like, I think you asked a very good question earlier in this commentary about whether or not you were a little unsure about how well this movie is aged. The whole cop thing aside, the fact that this is like a 4-year-old movie and it feels longer, I think only speaks to just how fucked everything is in our life. And that, no, I mean, but really, I mean, and how people just fail consistently on a daily basis to live up to, what this movie implores you to do. You know, I feel like we have all the answers we need right now to solve every problem in the world, and yet we refuse to because, well, we just talked about it for so many hours. So it may be more relevant now than it ever was.
Yeah. It's just, be kind. Don't be mean. There's no need to do that at all.
Well, yeah, I already loved this movie beforehand, but I think I'm so glad I watched this again because I kind of needed to hear these words. God, truly one of the more, if not one of the most important movies. Kids need to hear. I mean, adults need to hear it, but they're so close-minded. But I mean, especially kids up and coming need to watch this movie. It is just
if I was
mandatory.
a teacher, I would show this movie like every day.
Mandatory viewing, like above and beyond. I mean, Moana's good too. I feel like they really fucked themselves over. Why didn't they just release Moana the following year, or
I know, like they didn't even give themselves a chance.
Well then Coco would have beaten Moana. Let's be real.
That's true.
So like it never had a chance.
But Moana's really good too, though. Like,
no, it didn't. I mean, no, but they're all good. We're talking about really good movies.
Yes.
Moana is great in its own way. I mean, we're just bringing it up because like Kyle is so downtrodden on how like evidently in his view like the movie is so like little regarded. Like I don't know. No, I mean Moana is very popular. It is very, very popular.
It is.
It fits the mold of that Renaissance style kind of movie. I think to a T. Like Moana, I think like look. I honestly feel like Frozen is like the weakest movie in terms of like the Renaissance style films in this revival era. Well, I mean, I don't know if depends on whether or not you consider Tiana's movie in the revival era or in like the previous era, but like of the recent Disney princess, I mean, I have the Princess and the Frog, which by the way, we're doing commentary on very soon. It is imminent. We keep saying that, but it is imminent.
I know. It's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah. Tangled, Moana, Frozen 2. All very great examples of how to do that genre in their own way. And Frozen is good too.
Frozen's a really good movie.
Yes.
But like when you compare that to, I do consider Princess and the Frog part of this one.
Right.
You compare that to that movie, Tangled, Moana, Zootopia. Like, and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
even Frozen 2, like, oh man,
Yeah.
I freaking loved Frozen 2 so much.
I know.
It's so good. And like that compared to all of those, like I honestly consider, but like even then, like I don't think these are bad movies either. Like
Right. Yeah.
Big Hero 6, both Wreck-It Ralphs. Like I don't consider them bad movies either.
Yeah,
but they're not the other ones. Like there is a line, you know what I mean? And unfortunately for me, Frozen is below that line.
Well, I mean, Disney, the eras of Disney animation that definitely have their ups and downs. Reminder, listeners, we have done commentaries on some of these movies, including Frozen 2, by the way. If you want to listen to that, as well as The Little Mermaid, which is still one of my favorite conversations we've had all year long talking about that movie. And I can't wait for Princess and the Frog.
I know. It's been like 3 months since we've been saying we're gonna do
It feels like it's been 3 months. I think it's only been 1 month, but it's just like I think we've been saying it to ourselves because we have like so many ideas like what we want to do. Like for the audio commentaries, and just to promote our future commentaries, the next one that we're doing for Red Spotlight, I just confirmed this with David. We're going to be doing Captain Marvel. To continue, because we've basically done all of the MCU movies minus two. We haven't done Captain Marvel or Spider-Man Far From Home. So David and I, David's agreed to finish those movies out with me. We're obviously recapping the last S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes, right? So to keep this Marvel train going, we want to jump straight into Captain Marvel. In particular, because that is such a weird movie in the sense that no one really cares about it, and yet... unless, of course, you're a racist white guy that wants to see Brie Larson go down in flames, then you care for it in the sense that you hate it. But most normal people were like, it's fine, but no one really loved it. And it's interesting because there are moments that are good to, and then but most of it is just kind of like, We'll get into it, but we both feel a similar way. But I mean, I think all of us felt that way. At least I know Kyle liked it. Well, let's be real. I mean, Brie Larson has he's a Brie Larson bitch. I think is that what they're called. But we like her too. But there was a lot going on. You're more than welcome to be on that as well. I think we're doing it in 2 weeks, but I'm not sure if that's before or after you're already with your new schedule. I'll let you know, but yeah, that would be interesting to see for Captain Marvel, because it was the first like female like superhero movie for Marvel Studios, and it just like it wasn't anywhere near as good as Wonder Woman, yet it made more money. But yeah, and then at some point this year, we want to do Casablanca with Alexis, Moreno, you and Kyle on Red Spotlight. And then Peter Martinez and I will be doing audio commentaries for Halloween. For October, Halloween season. And I'm hoping to have everyone on there. I really want to get everyone's perspective on this. We want to do commentaries for The Shining and Doctor Sleep. So those should be
Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, we should. That's such an underrated movie. I can't believe no one.
I love that movie.
It's so good. Have you seen the extended cut yet?
I don't think so.
I mean, they're both great. So like, it's just like it's a full like 3 hour I think cut the extended version, and there's more scenes with Danny's mom and with his dad. So, yeah, some really, really, really good stuff. There's nothing bad in that movie, really. But anyway, that's the future programming. Thank you, Alexis, for being here. Thank you all for listening. Stay with us with more audio commentaries, more Fantasy Fairs. We have a review with Howard coming up on Fantasy Fair, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Legend of Korra. We'll be doing a new series on that pretty soon. And, of course, our weekly news series. Thank you all. Stay under our big red spotlight, our network, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.